Howdy, it's Jim Morado, and this is June 27th. It's a Friday, 2025. We are in Sutton, West Virginia, going to the West Virginia Bigfoot Festival. Man, was I looking forward to this. Very well ran event. We got here a little after 10. They opened at 10. They had the festival Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We picked a good time to come. I know even as we left, there was a much bigger line to get in than there was when we got here. Still, it was well ran. I've been to other events where things have not ran as smoothly. Loved that cutout, by the way, very appropriate. But yeah, they did a good job. It took us maybe 10-15 minutes to go through this line and then park. They did a good job. It's their fifth year running this, and I know they keep moving to bigger venues. This is a great park. It's at Holly Gray Park, and very very great place. Lots of parking, lots of place for vendors. They had over 200 vendors. They had a play area for kids, several celebrities, and we had a great time. They were even promoting a Bigfoot cruise. There were some Gideons there giving out free Bibles. God bless them. Very cool vendors. There were some kind of pioneer-like demonstrations. This was a great event. We had to be careful, though. It's about 3.5 hours for us to come over here. We had to be really careful with our time. I did not get to stay the whole day. It was $5 a person to go in. They did give you a Squatch lottery ticket when you went in. So we had two. We did win a sticker with one of our tickets. I was thrilled about that. Lots of food trucks. Of course, lots of t-shirts. Various vendors, almost all relating to Sasquatch, UFOs, cryptids. This is a great area. Oh, check out that guy. Great area for this sort of thing. The free Flatwoods Monster Museum and the free West Virginia Bigfoot Museum are in town. They had a lot of guests, by the way. Lyle Blackburn, I love this guy. He's written several books, done voiceovers on documentaries on cryptids. Just a nice guy. I've read several of his books, bought a couple of things from him. Ken Gerhardt, same kind of guy as Lyle Blackburn. Both thanked me for supporting them and making a purchase. Good-hearted people that care about what they're doing, and enjoyed that quite a bit. Jeff Meldrum, if you're familiar with him, one of the few, well, he's a very reputable academic who still is making the argument that Bigfoot is a flesh and blood beast. And if you read his books, his argument is well thought out. Ronnie LeBlanc from Expedition Bigfoot was there. I bought his book. I'm actually not that familiar with that show, but I thought I would check out his book.
And the sun goes down about 3 in the day, and you fill your cup with whatever bitter brew.
And they had live music. I didn't get to stick around and listen to that guy as much as I would have liked to have. If you knew who he was, let me know. He was unbelievable. Lots of food trucks, books about West Virginia. That was a very nice setup. They had some great books to select from. The guy in the yellow shirt there, he is Bob Lane Bragg, and he has written a book on the missing Sodder children. And if you're into true crime and mysteries from West Virginia, 1945, little family's house burned down. 5 of the children were not found, and they didn't find their remains either. So it's a very strange case, and he's written a book. I'm about a third of the way through with it. It is a great book. I'm looking forward to checking the rest of it out. Also, several vendors here that we liked. Buddy and Beast, they make dog treats. We like them a lot. Google them. They do a good job. George Dudding, he has written, I believe, over 60 books on paranormal and cryptids. He's local. He grew up in the Point Pleasant area, and he was on the scene about an hour after the bridge collapsed. and he has written about his firsthand account. Really interesting guy, and I enjoy his books. He writes kind of smaller, just to the point books about cryptids and legends and UFOs. Some of the celebrities that were there, Turtle Man. Turtle Man was there, and being from Kentucky, I feel like you're not really from Kentucky unless you've met Turtle Man. I have met him twice, both times. Both times were in West Virginia, so go figure. Very sweet guy, though. If you've had a conversation with him, you know he's just a good person. And they were selling, you could buy like an autographed photo for maybe, I think it was $10. Him and Swamp Man. And, obviously not gouging, but trying to make a little bit of money. And they thanked us for coming by to talk to them. Very, very nice, pleasant people. And they had some other celebrities there. I'm a book person. I get excited about the authors. And again, I was glad that George Dudding and Mr. Bragg, Lyle Blackburn, I was glad that people like that were there. By the way, I noticed this as we were leaving. You could take a monster truck ride. I totally would have done that. Again, we were coming from kind of central Kentucky, though. Day trip. I wanted to make a quick run to the Flatwoods Monster Museum and the Bigfoot Museum before we left town. We were on a time limit, but I know this event, I think it was 10 to 7, 10 to 6 each day, and then they did campfire stories at the end of the day. That would have been really cool. And I just really liked what they were doing here. And this is the kind of event, 3-day event with so much going on. I could justify hanging out here for a few days. There was the celebrities area. Turtle Man and Swamp Man were over on the left. The Mountain Monsters guys, they were there too. And a couple of other people, but they were under that little shelter. It was a freakishly hot day. And that kind of... we might have stuck around a little longer too. But it was hot. And you could tell a lot of the vendors were having a hard time too. Oh, I've put up some videos lately about Lynch, Kentucky, one of my new favorite areas, far eastern Kentucky. The Backroads of Appalachia, really cool little motorcycle themed kind of store. They sell stickers, t-shirts, hats, really cool stuff. They had a booth there. I went over and talked to them. I really like what they're doing. Saw just a ton of vendors selling lots of cool stuff. Anything Bigfoot you wanted, you could find it here for sure. And Sutton, West Virginia is just such a great area. So many of these little towns have so much heart. And again, if you're into folklore and you're into Bigfoot, these towns are just great. And it's about, I don't know, is it an hour and a half from Point Pleasant if you want to go do some Mothman stuff. Yeah, there's the Flatwoods Monster. You saw him there. I believe that's one of the chairs. There's several Flatwoods Monster chairs around town. And then they kind of directed you to drive around this way to get out of the park. So yeah, did you go to the Bigfoot Festival? I'd like to hear from other people who went there. Love to hear from some of the vendors. This was just a really well done, well planned festival, and I'm totally gonna try to make sure I make it back again next year. There's a look at the line though going in later in the day, and it was back to the very entrance of the park. Anyway, let me know what you think. Very, very well done festival, West Virginia.